these gas companies, many of the companies have set up their operations in Pennsylvania as limited liability companies, LLCs. Okay, you come to Pennsylvania and you find out they have a 9% corporate income tax. So you set up a company in Delaware, and you don't actually have the Pennsylvania store that everyone goes and shops at. You actually have the store, the real estate, owned by the Delaware Corporation. The store then pays rent to the Delaware Corporation, which the larger corporation controls both subsidiaries. Okay? By taking the rent and paying it to the out-of-state corporation in Delaware, you get to take a reduction in how much money you earned for taxable income. So instead of earning $20 million at that store, or $10 million, you get to take off your rental payments, and now you're only taxed on the lower amount. But it gets even better. You take all of your trademark and licensing and what's known as intellectual property, which is your slogans and your banners and your signs that have a little trademark, and you don't let the store own it. You put it in a Delaware corporation, and the store, in order to use those things, has to pay license fees to the corporation, the other corporation, and you get to deduct from your income. What it winds up being is that the small potato C corporation that has just one little Pennsylvania outfit may pay 9%. The big box store with stores all over the place is able to reduce it so the effective rate of the tax is like 2 to 3%. Limited liability company, gas company that has revenues of, $200 million is paying the same rate of tax because they're not subject to the corporate net income tax because of the tax law in Pennsylvania. Now, whether they set their operations up to take advantage of that, or whether they partially set it up like that so that they also would shield from liability the rest of the company. I mean, after all, if I have a company that has drilling in 10 states, and I come into Pennsylvania and somebody does something stupid that costs a lot of liability, I want to protect all those other things, and that's why we have the corporate law that we have. But it shouldn't be that the shielding of the liability allows the tax implications, but it does. See, this is to me about tax equity. I want people to understand, and do me a favor, don't believe me just because I come here tonight. Read, research. I didn't know any of this. So I got elected and I started to really dig on the finance committee. I said, how come we're paying so much in taxes? And I think it's about tax equity. It's about tax equity. Are we going to continue to put the burden on homeowners, on working people, on small businesses? Are we going to fairly? No one wants to soak, the large corporations. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about tax equity and making sure. One of the things we're trying to do is close that loophole. On the finance committee, we're trying to close the loophole so that you can't just shuffle it off to a Delaware corporation and reduce it.